In this video, I'm going to give you guys a example of a shift that I drove recently, and I'm going to do it just on this note because this is how I used it, and I want to give you guys a real example of what exactly I have done. So this is mapping out your shift. I think a lot of drivers don't even know what's going to go on that night, and they drive out blindly. Now, good drivers look ahead of the schedule. They check the events, things that I've taught you in other videos. They check what's going on, and they kind of know what's going on that night when they head out. But I think an elite driver is going to schedule it out to the the T, where they're going to be in different options if you're going to be at different parts of the city. So let me give you an example. On this night, August 5th, there was going to be a soccer game and a Twins game, so both professional sports, going on around 6 o'clock, and then also a concert at 7 with Bruno Mars. And so that means I wanted to be around the suburbs, around 5 o'clock, as early as 5 o'clock, even earlier, to be available to pick up people, to take them to have dinner, have some drinks before the game, or even before, just to go to the concert. So there's a range from about 5 to about 5:30, or I could have even got there maybe 4:30, maybe even earlier, just depending, to take people out to these events. And so a lot of people don't realize that, you have the huge thing at the very end, right when the game gets out or the event gets out, but you also have a huge opportunity right before. And if there's multiple things going on going on at a similar time, then you're going to probably get some surge out in the suburbs because people are still downtown. And if there's a Saturday night, you're going to have a lot of people who aren't going to be drivers who aren't going to anticipate and be out in the suburbs. So check that out. I was in the burbs at 5. I could have done it at 4. That was just a mistake on my part, and I didn't think about that ahead of time. So again, constantly making adjustments and learning. 5:30 to 6, I had a DoorDash shift set aside, and so I was taking rides but also available to do delivery. Twins game started at 6, 10, and then the United soccer game, and then the Bruno Mars game. I got a ride for the Bruno Mars concert, and then I had another dash break at 7:30 to 8, and I talk about this in other videos and how I use food delivery as opportunity to be busy during slower times while people are already at the events, but also as a way for me to take a break. And so I'm moving around, getting my body blood flowing. If I have to wait around for food, I can get some food myself. I can rest. I can read. It's a great opportunity to maximize your time and your money. And then 8 to 9, I had a break set apart. Potentially, unless there's some huge ride that I got that took me out far away. 8 to 9, I let my wife know I can be home around that time and I can rest. And it's important to rest in the middle of the shift, because let's say I don't rest and I start around 4 or 5 p.m. and I'm going to drive to like 3 a.m. that night. That's a really, really long shift. And what that's going to mean is my passengers at the end of the night are going to get the short end of the stick, and I'm not going to be as willing to work towards the end, and maybe willing to, I potentially would just quit early on because I'm tired. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to give yourself crumbs at the end of the shift, because that's when it's most profitable on a Saturday night or a Friday night. And so you don't want to be exhausted at that point. So I factored in a break, and then I also knew that there was going to be a game ending around 9 o'clock for both the United and also the Twins game. And notice there's 2 things that I want to show you. There's a minor league team that has about 8,000 people in attendance every time they sold out. The Saints are a good team, so know your minor leagues. Minor leagues can vary per city. But there was a Saints game getting out at 10, and also there was a concert at the Myth, which is Maplewood, which is quite a bit away. However, the reason why I'm showing you 2 different things ending at the same time is you don't know where you're going to be, right? That's part of rideshare. Rideshare could have taken me near Maplewood, and so rather than sit there and try to figure out where to go next, I could quickly look at my schedule and think, oh, boom, I'm near Maplewood, I'm going to go to the Myth. Boom, I'm going to get a good ride there. Or if I'm near St. Paul, I'm going to go to the Saints game to pick up some people. So I think this is a really advanced tactic a lot of drivers don't think about, is having multiple outlets and having those pre-planned so that you know exactly where to go at the right time. And then at the end of the day, Bruno ended at 11, had a good ride there. So guys, take a few minutes to think about your shift. Take a step further to plan out and write out your shift so you know exactly where to be at the right time so you can maximize your time and your money.